What stood out for you in the numbers?
Good morning. Samsung has reported the preliminary earnings result. What really stood out this time is that the company's vice chairman has issued an apology, a rare apology. It was a long one. And the company said it not only apologized for not meeting the expectations of investor with this third quarter earnings, but it also said the company will make full-fledged efforts in order to enhance the business competitiveness and address the market concerns. And there has been a lot of market concerns lately about Samsung's share price move. If you look at the latest share price moves, the company's shares has fallen almost 30% from the July peak. And there has been a lot of market concerns that has been raised lately, which shows a big change in how the market has been perceiving Samsung. There has been a lot of optimism earlier this year that there will be a big rebound in the Samsung prices, but that optimism has turned into a pessimism all of a sudden, and Samsung has been seeing a really a sharp drop in the share price lately.
Can that outlook when it comes to the share price is a big drop that we've seen potentially move, if this is kind of being seen as a point where we could get some improvement from here?
So that's probably what Samsung executives are trying to convince investors, that the company is going to try to make a turnaround and is going to make a huge effort to catch up to rivals. But we'll see when the market opens how the investor will be taking the messages from the Samsung. What's very unusual lately has been that even though the Samsung share prices has been dropping quite sharply, we haven't really seen the dip buyers because Samsung's semiconductor is a cyclical business. When the share price sharply fall, there always has been some dip buyers in the market. So there has been some bottom in the share prices, but this time we are yet to see the dip buyers in the market. There is certainly a view that a lot of the bad news has been out there already, so there's only a way to go up for the Samsung share prices, but still, I don't really hear a convincing buy call on Samsung from investors yet. We may have to still wait and see how Samsung is going to navigate through this crisis.
Samsung's stock price right now, paring back some of those earlier declines, down 0.3%, but we do have the likes of SK Hynix perhaps also falling in sympathy. When it comes to Samsung, the narrative really has been about not being able to catch up in the AI chip space, right, with the NVIDIA certification. What are we seeing broadly in the semiconductor space when it comes to South Korea?
So what I've been hearing from the investors lately is that there has been some of the bearishness on the overall semiconductor sector. If you look at the semiconductor sector, the legacy memories are still the dominant, take the biggest part of the semiconductor, and the HBM or other AI-related devices are still a smaller portion when it comes to the sales. So the companies that can benefit from the AI rally are quite limited. So this is a really bad news for a lot of the chip suppliers and the company that supplies to Samsung and SK Hynix, which are mostly listed in the small cap cost stock space. That the legacy DRAM and memory products are not seeing a strong demand, which needs some big buying from the consumers around the world for the new types of PC and smartphones. And without those consumer demand recovering, we may not see the full rebound happening in the semiconductor industry. That's the big part of the South Korea's economy.